All right, and it is Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you know what time that is? Woo! Spontaneity with Stacey and Maria. So yeah, why did I sound echoey for a second?
I don't know. Is it my fault?
I don't know. Probably. Yep, it's your fault.
Great.
Now my camera is getting weird. I'm moving too much. Hold on, look. All right. So anyway, how is Stacey?
Stacey's well. Stacey's eating chocolate cake. Stacey ate. Supper.
Supper. I gotta say supper.
I'm well. How are you though, Maria Daniels?
I'm good. I am in my office still because I just happened to look down. I was like, oh, it's 6:59. So I didn't even have time to run over there. I had the computer up and ready to go. You know how sometimes like you look down, you're like, oh, I got like 21 minutes. And then you like blink, and it's like, what happened? It's like a time warp or something. Like I legit have no idea. And it's not because time flies when you're having fun, for real, because I was watching HR videos and I was like this.
Oh my
trying
God.
to just pay attention. I have no idea. Like it says I'm 71% complete and I don't know any.
That's terrifying.
I don't know any of the words though. So I don't really feel really good about this. Like, cause I was like, wait, I'm 71% complete and I don't know anything still.
I don't like when something shows me the percentage of how far I'm along. I don't like it.
Depresses you?
It doesn't depress me. It makes me anxious. Like, for example, like I'll do the workouts on the Peloton and it shows like a bar and then it's counting down instead of counting up. Like for me, count up, not down. Actually, don't even show me a number. Don't even show me a bar. I don't want to see my progress. Just tell me when it's done.
Yeah, I try not to look at it.
How do you like when you see 71%? Doesn't it make you a little like, oh my God?
Well, I was like 71's a lot though. It's a lot because I was like 17. But actually it made me nervous because I was like, oh my God, I'm 70. So I should know 71% of this hypothetically. I don't. Like,
how do you
don't.
Quantify 71% of knowledge?
I don't know. They figured it out.
Specific subject. How do you quantify that?
I figure that they're not going by actual knowledge and they're going by just the time, 71% of the time. But in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, if this is almost over, there better be like a lot of information in that last, 29%, or I'm screwed.
It's gonna be like in the last 10%. It's like, and that's how you keep an employee. All right.
It's very there's a lot of acting going on in it. It's very, I guess it's supposed to be entertaining, but really I'm like, come on, get to the point, give me the bullet points. I don't want the entertainment. I'm not watching this for fun. So like I'm sitting here with popcorn like, ooh, I'm just like, I want to get it done. So I feel like that's why I'm like knowing no things, is because I don't feel like they've said many things. I feel like the things that they have said is like, maybe I'm smarter at HR than I thought. Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm smarter at HR than I thought, because a lot of the stuff that they said, I was like, well, that's common sense.
But it's common sense to you. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah. Because I was like, I don't understand like what's going on. And that's the reason that I'm super glad that Natasha is really the person that's going to be doing this and not me.
Yeah.
Yay, Natasha.
The awesome thing about this, Maria, like a lot of things that even when we first met and we started talking about like what we would want in a business, you have it already. It's already in you. Yes, Natasha's a great addition because it's in her too. But there's certain people that have that core instinct. Not a lot of people have that. And that's why when you're doing this HR stuff, that's why it's like, hey, don't say this to an employee or whatever the case it is. It's like, you're like, obviously, like, why would I do that? Like, that's discouraging. Think about it. Not a lot of people know that. I have worked with bad managers in the past. Like,
I'm sitting here thinking of some of them. Pretty bad. There's been some pretty bad. It's been some bad stuff.
Can we talk about it later? I'm curious.
Yeah, there's been some.
I don't know if like our experiences top each other.
I don't know. I just know that there's been some stuff you're just like, really? What made you think that was okay?
No.
You know,
it's scary world out there.
So yeah, I don't know. Today really is a for shizzle episode of Spontaneity, because sometimes we'll like the day of we'll talk about, hey, what are you gonna talk about later? And we didn't. And I thought about it a couple hours ago and I was like, you know what? Nah.
Because it made me think about, gotta make my chair higher. When I sit up taller, it makes me feel more
tall.
Yeah, I'm like 5'2", 5'3.5". I'm not a big human. It made me think about what we discussed last week on our April challenges. I remember you were saying, you're working on positive reinforcement with your family. So we're going to discuss that. And I'm working on like my voiceover situation. So I had like an epiphany, but I want you to kind of tell me how is it going for you with the positive reinforcement thing, especially since I think you went away for the weekend or so.
Well, and so I was away. So I mean, there's the kind of, but you mind
if I eat chocolate cake while you talk?
I don't care. I got tea.
Oh, I have water. I promise. If I switch my Wi-Fi network, is it going to disconnect me?
I don't know. We can try it. Spontaneity.
You want to try it now? All right, because I realize I'm on the Wi-Fi extender and I want to be on the main.
Ooh, she froze. So this is an episode of Spontaneity with Frozen Stacey and Maria. Yeah, I don't know. I bet she's going to pop back in. Okay, so anyway, last week we were talking about that. I guess some people, and I'm some people, sometimes have issues with forgetting to be super appreciative, especially with my kids, because I go home, the house is a hot mess, and all I'm noticing is the little things that are undone. And they may have done something, they may have done something great, but I'm not noticing that. I'm noticing the things that they didn't do. So one of my challenges to myself has been to try to be a little better at that. And I feel like I am being a little better. There she is.
Let's go.
Ooh, you froze like this. And then I was like, I'm just going to start talking. So I did. And then I was telling them that, like I had challenged myself to, the last 2 weeks really, to try to be a little more appreciative, especially with the kids. And I feel like I've done a little bit better. I feel like I'm doing better. Like at least I'm more conscientious, even if my instinct is to notice that, oh my God, why did you do that? I'm trying to look for the things that they did do and recognize that. And here's the funny thing. I know that kind of stuff, and I've done that kind of stuff in my professional life, and I don't know why things in my personal life and my professional life I find so different. I've got a lot of feedback on my voice is feedbacky. Do you hear it?
I hear you fine.
I hear like me mumbling. It sounds like when they do that, like ghost radio, like, oh, are you trying to talk to us?
Oh, snap. That's not good. You have ghosts?
No.
You have Buffy in your life?
Yeah, you do. You got some ghosts.
Who?
No, I hear it coming from now. Wait a minute. Boop, 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 boop. I feel like it's a little better. I can hear it still a little bit like.
Is it a hum or is it really feedback?
It's feedback. I can hear like.
Unplug your headset, put it back in, see what happens.
Hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. No, it's still there. I started to say, why did that work?
Do you want to leave the studio and come back?
I don't think it's, You don't have, I bet it's coming from your end because you don't have headphones.
Oh, should I put in headphones?
If you got some.
They're probably downstairs. I didn't want to do it because I didn't want to. Yeah, they're downstairs.
It's fine. It's not that bad.
I apologize. That is so annoying. I know how annoying that can be. Let me see if Natasha can bring it up for me.
Natasha. Okay, so anyway, that was my experience.
Oh wait, you're in your pocket. I literally put them in my pocket before I got here.
And for our next magic trick.
I hope I can change my audio settings. So you talk and hopefully I can hear you.
I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl that I would call her. Remember what we were talking about earlier? Are you reading my lips?
Wait, mic check 1, 2, mic check. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Wait, what? Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, okay. I can hear you.
All right.
I was just wondering why you were all like...
Oh, I wasn't... I literally wasn't looking at you. I was looking at the screen. I promise.
So there was that.
Are you still getting feedback?
No, it's good now.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It was
Told you that's what it was. Told you. I win. That's all I wanted. I just wanted to win.
Whatever, Maria Daniels.
Boom. No, seriously though, like I feel like I've done a little bit better, at least on acknowledging the areas that I suck, you know, because it is so hard.
For improvement.
It is so hard.
It can be, yeah.
And I have a harder time with the older kids than I do the younger kids because in my mind, they should know better, especially the ones that are adults.
Mm-hmm. I know how you feel.
Yeah, that's the ones I have the hardest time with because I'm sitting there thinking, I know what I had to do at your age. So I have a little bit less of a threshold for what is my camera doing?
Yeah, I just realized that you look a little blurry. Please don't do that.
So I just wanted to see what would happen with the camera.
Oh my God, I can't. I have to get an external camera for my thing because this eyesight is making me look like I'm stoned and you're still going. Got it.
All right, anyway, go ahead. No, you know, I've got another show I got to do and I'm already really tired. And
again with this 9 o'clock thing?
It's going to be every week.
Oh.
So I'm going to be like this.
Get the duct tape. Just like tape it up.
Like toothpicks.
Yeah, like in the cartoon.
Perfect. No. Okay, seriously though. So what about? Feel like you're avoiding answering your side.
No, I always feel like I am not because I'm very talkative, so I don't ever want to like talk too much. So that's
we're both talkative.
Oh well, there's that.
All right, go. You go.
All right. I realized yesterday. So yesterday I was supposed to record my voiceover because I've been delaying this. And I realized the reason why it's so difficult for me to do this. And the reason why is because I am reading the script in the way I assume someone else would read it or the way I've heard it on other commercials. And then I was like, okay, my voice coach did tell me that, you know, you're supposed to read it the way you would read it. It's not about the way somebody else would read it. Like,
makes sense.
So that's what's been bothering me because I keep reading it the way somebody else would, and it's bothering me. This light is really bright, and it's bothering me because I'm like, I can't do what this other person's doing. You know what I mean? And that is actually what is discouraging me from doing the voiceover. And I need to just read it the way I do. Or the way I feel the script.
So what makes you feel that you have to do it like somebody else? Do you know that or you just know that you do?
Because clearly I've heard the ad before.
Okay.
And it's made TV, it's made radio, it's made, you know, so there's obviously something that the producer of this particular project liked. And I'm thinking that I have to do that in my weird, fictitious mind. So I just realized I have to let go of that. I have to let go of that, and I have to just read it the way I feel it, you know? And I need to lay this track down and get this thing done. I need to stop doing it. I need to, like, you know what it is? Sometimes, you know, I heard about this before and I didn't think it was a real thing. People said that a lot of people don't take certain chances because they are actually afraid of their success. Some people are afraid of their power. They're afraid of their potential and they don't take chances. And that's literally me, because I'll feel a pull towards it. Like, oh my God, this could be amazing. And
then
I talk myself out of it. Just the way, remember we were discussing last time about, you're like, well, would you talk to me like that? Like, would you encourage me? Would you tell me I can't do it? Or would you encourage me? And I would absolutely give positivity away to somebody else. But to me, I'm just like, oh, you can't do this. You can't, you know what I mean? And I'm like, I gotta get that out of my head, because I'm putting myself at a disadvantage. Like, there's a billion people on this planet that could root against me. Why am I counting myself into that? Why? And I know what it is deep down. We'll talk about that later. But, you know, it's just crazy. It's crazy. But I'm glad that I had that epiphany yesterday, because it actually, when I understood that, I was like, oh, like, you don't have to operate out of that frequency. Like, you could actually take charge and be like, that's not true. That's an idea. It doesn't mean it's true. It's not real. Read it the way you feel it. And if the person likes it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. Next.
Well, I mean, I think that can be said for like anything. Like, it could be, I mean, it could literally be anything. You know, I can't remember who said it, but somebody, I don't remember if it was Dean Graziosi or who said it, Tony Robbins, somebody, one of the motivational people, said something to the effect of, you know, the fact that marketing yourself, which that could be anything. It could be a business, it could be voiceover, it can be music, it can be literally anything. Just marketing yourself, you know, telling the world what you have to offer. And, you know, the best definition of that is going to be in such a way that you are, you know, not only bringing in the people that are going to be interested in what you have to offer, but at the same time, you're repelling the people that aren't for you. And that, I think, is what is so hard, because as much as a lot of us, and I say a lot of us because it's me, say that I don't care what other people think, I do. I want to not. I want to be a person like, I don't care what people think, but I do. I do care. I just have to keep going back to my boundaries. And I had to ask myself literally all day over and over and over, you know, does their opinion of my value, you know, what I have to offer, does that actually affect my belief that I should do it anyway?
Good question.
So I have to ask myself that on a lot of things, because, again, like I said, as much as I want to be like, well, I don't care what people think, I do. You know, I've had to get to the point that I care. I guess I wouldn't say that I care less, but I guess I pay attention. I listen less to that, because, you know, when I decided, you know, a long time ago, and I've shared this a million times on my podcast and on different shows, you know, when I decided that I was going to share all of my stories, you know, all of them, that's a hard place to come to whenever you are not sure how people are going to react to them. And, you know, it's stuff that you've literally kept tucked inside your whole life. And, you know, and I'm not, you know, I'm not saying that everybody should like share all of the details of all the things. That's not for everybody. I felt like it was for me. Like, I kept feeling like it was, but I fought it for a long time because of that reason. Well, what are people going to think? What are they going to think of me? What, you know, what if, you know, freak myself out. But it was honestly, once I kind of got over the first hurdle and kind of sat back like, oh my God, what did I do? And I literally almost erased stuff. I don't know how many times at first, but I kept saying, nope, because I just felt like I needed to. But then when I started getting a little bit of feedback from a few people, like, I'm so glad you said this, because I've been struggling with something like that too. I was like, okay. Because then it was like, okay, that's the reason that I felt, you know, led to kind of say these things, you know, tell these stories that were so hard to tell, but they got a little easier. and a little easier. And now I have no problem talking about that kind of stuff, like at all.
Mhm.
Like I have no problem. But there's always going to be the next thing that challenges you. You know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
always those things. And I think that that's just kind of part of life and how it is. And you have to keep going back to the same questions. There's a group of questions that I ask myself depending on what the thing is. And it's like when it comes to like my time. And I was actually talking to Sean Destin from Nowhere to Go But Up podcast yesterday, I think, about the same subject, that, you know, your time is super valuable. So one of my, you know, questions I ask myself is, you know, does this fit into my time allowance, what I'm allowing of myself? Because there's things that I feel led to do. There's things that I want to do. There's also things that I'm responsible to do. And, you know, you have to sit and look at it. And the way that I end up doing is I put it into 3 categories: the do, delegate, delete, you know, do it or delegate and delete it.
That's smart.
Yeah. And if I look at it and I know it's something I want to do, but I can't fit it into my to-do list right now, then I put it in my notebook. You know, I've always got notebooks. Put in my notebook to look at later at a different date, you know. And so that's one set of things that I kind of look at. And, you know, there's some others, but the point of me saying that is that I use it as filters for everything. So I have my set of things that I look at to say, okay, well, here's my do, delegate, delete. You know, here's my, you know, priorities, which my family is very much included. How does that work in with my priorities? You know, is it going to majorly affect the things that are most important to me if I say yes to this? You know what I mean? You know, is this something that I'm going to say yes to, and then it's going to completely implode all the other things? You know, you have to kind of figure out what your own filters are, what your own sifting questions are. So because you gotta sift all your decisions through all those. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does, and that's why I'm writing it down.
Okay, because I mean, and you have to figure out what those look like for yourself. You know what I mean? You do. You have to figure out.
Going on the board.
Boom, going on the board. So no, I mean you do. You have to figure out what those are for yourself, because I mean, you know, some of them do, delegate, delete. Pretty much everybody can use that. Everybody also has priorities. You know,
D to the third power.
Well, you can't see my other finger. There you go.
I was about to say, I'm like, Maria, it's 1, 2, 3, not 1, 2, 3.
2, 3. That was my magic trick. So no,
that is so genius. Can you put that on a t-shirt or something?
I mean, it could go on a t-shirt. You can put anything on a t-shirt. Ashley!
No, seriously, I think that should go on a t-shirt, and it should say Reset Business Consulting.
I think it's super important to kind of think of those things. I know it's been 3 years ago now, I was doing this one kind of speaking segment in some different places around the East Coast, that I was discussing your priorities, like literally your priorities. And I kind of always use the analogy of the house. You know, that you always had to make sure that, you know, your priorities were kind of like your foundation, because everything has to always go back to the foundation. Yep. Because if you start to make like this, because we all end up doing it, especially entrepreneurs, we are always coming up with the ideas. And we're like,
we want to do all the things.
Totally do. And the thing is you can't, you know, it's not that you can't do it. Somehow we tend to forget all the other things that we have to do. That
like eat.
Yeah, like eat all the things. So it's like, you know, you have to sit and figure out, like, okay, how is this going to affect everything else? Because, you know, if I say yes to all the things and that puts me working, you know, 90 hours a week out of town, well, if I have kids, does that work? You know what I mean? And and sometimes it's like, okay, well, if it's short term, okay, well, can I do this for 3 weeks or 4 weeks because it's going to put me to the next level? Maybe not. You know, you just got to weigh everything. You got to use those sifting questions that you come up with. That always goes back to what your core values are. Your core values, your responsibilities, and then your actions. So you got, you know, priorities are always going to be at the bottom, right? Your values are kind of
the foundation. It's like values.
That. Exactly. So you got priorities, you got values, and you got actions. And what we tend to do as entrepreneurs is we get the actions. We're great at the actions. And then the other stuff is always kind of clunky. So when things don't line up, it is always because it is not lining up with your values and your priorities somewhere. It's always that. Always.
Tell me about it. I've been there. I'm still there in some aspects.
It's hard. Well, and I think that's why it's super important to kind of come up with those sifting questions. Like, you need to figure out, like, write it down. What's your values? And sometimes your values and your priorities, sometimes they can overlap.
Right. Absolutely.
So, but I mean, you know, there's certain things, like for me, like value wise, there's certain types of companies I will not work with. And it's not, you know, it's not like a company, like I will not work with people that manufacture this. That's not what I mean. I will not work with companies that have certain mindsets that are just terrible, and I don't want to be involved.
We just want the people to come in and just like, you know, I don't care if they're there for like, you know, I just want them to be there.
I mean, you get these like predatory companies that are all about money. So scary. And I just don't, that's not what I'm about. You know what I mean? That's not my jam.
Core values. Like at the end of the day, yes, you do want the company to make money. And that will come, but that's not the forefront of the entire process.
Money's a tool. Money's is a necessity. But that is not my goal.
Right.
So, and I think
that's why you have a company called Reset Business Consulting.
Boom.
Reset
your mindset.
Writing it down.
Well, I mean, these are things that, I mean, honestly, the name of my company came from like a real thoughtful place. I was wanting to, number one, hit the reset button on my own life. Number two, I was wanting to be able to help other people push the reset button on their own life and on their own business. So, I mean, it came from a thoughtful place. I didn't just kind of like pull it there. It did. It was very thoughtful. Going on the board. I don't know what the board is. I was just assuming it's
It's a post-it note wall.
The board. Well, I'm going to write some on the board.
You know what's so funny? I was thinking about telling you, I was like, you got to start like quoting yourself.
I'm writing something on the board.
Oh, okay. Because you know what it is? I remember I was sitting there one day and I was like, oh my God, I thought of something and I was like, this would be such a dope quote. Oh, that's so sweet.
Let's go on the board.
Let's go on the board. Pow.
Implement. It's on implement. Being implemented. Boom.
Oh my God. That's hilarious. That's amazing. Excuse me. All right, I'm back. So, what was I going to say? Yeah, quote yourself. Because I remember one day I was sitting there and I'm reposting other people. You know, everybody goes on Pinterest. People have been on Pinterest. They're like, oh my God, this quote speaks to me. It's by like inspirationalquotes.com or whatever. And I'm like, wait a minute. Like I love quotes. Like me personally, I love to write quotes. So I was like, what if I quote myself? Like what happens?
Do it.
Nothing happens. People either vibe with it or they don't. But it may be a mantra or affirmation for you. You know what I mean? So it's like, I remember, I think one day, I don't even remember what I said, but it was something that spoke to me like, yo, get out of bed, do something like that, you know? And I was like, I like the way that sounds. And I like put it up on a Post-it note. So I need to put that somewhere where I can see it. So I remember it. You know what I mean?
Make a flip calendar.
Oh my God. Don't tell me this. Merchandise coming soon to Spontaneity.
All right, that's it. It's going on the board.
It's going on. Yo, that's
we're gonna make a flip calendar.
It's going on the board.
Flip calendar. Flip calendar. See, it's happening. It's happening.
Inspirational quote.
I don't know. I felt like I needed a little of that. This has got to go in plan because we ain't planned it. So
going on the board.
It's going on board, but it's going to plan.
Plan. Yeah, we have to plan that out. We're going to work on that, Maria.
It's happening.
Yeah.
It's happening.
I can see it in Target.
Target. That's what my husband
calls it. I'm so sorry. Target.
That's what my husband calls it. He's like, Target.
I've heard people say that. They're like, are you going to Target? I'm like, what are you? It's a G, dude. Where are you from?
My mom used to call. Well, you probably don't know what the store is. There's a store down here called Myers. It's
Oh, really? What kind of store is it?
it's kind of like a I don't know, kind of like a Target, but more groceries than other stuff. It's kind of like if you was to take Target and kind of flip their grocery item and their other stuff, like Myers has more groceries than other stuff. They have other stuff. Well, anyway, it's spelled Meijer, and my mom always like called it Majors when she first moved from Tennessee. Up until we made fun of her so many times that she finally stopped. But
yeah. I used to make fun of my mom.
I still make fun of mine, but
oh snap! The door's open. I wonder who it can be.
Our favorite HR person, Natasha.
I don't know if you want to say that for what she has in her hand right now.
She's off duty.
Oh, okay, great.
Fine.
I told her I was like, in 30 minutes, come upstairs and give me a shot.
In 30 minutes specifically, like you're like it's medication. Like in 30 minutes, I have to take 30 minutes. I have to take.
No, it's only because I know how I am, and I really wanted another shot of tequila, and I didn't want to put it too close together because the other day when I did it, I kind of didn't remember everything, so I told her.
So you're dosing yourself.
So tell me what else you're working on, Maria. Like, tell me about all the pivotal moments, like in your life, and like what you feel is like the necessity to help yourself progress forward.
I feel like you're just trying to change the subject.
I am. That's exactly what I'm doing.
She's like,
I really want this tequila is really good. Yeah. I don't know if you've had it.
What is it?
She's bringing it over. She's being the spokesperson. Here she goes.
No, I have not. Does it say explosion?
It says. Hold on.
Okay, it's Spanish.
Espolón.
Yeah, but from far away, it looks like an explosion. Yeah, I've not had that.
It's so smooth, and it's dangerous because
it's so smooth.
It's so smooth.
Do you drink it neat?
Oh, absolutely.
Careful, don't spill it.
I'm not gonna spill it. Cheers.
I was hoping you didn't ruin it with ice. I don't know.
No.
Why do people buy good liquors? No, there's a lot of people. They'll be like, it'll just be this like really nice, liquor, and then they put ice on it. I'm like, you just water it down.
Sometimes I do put ice, like for whiskey, because I don't actually want it to be as strong. Purposely, I actually am watering it down. And there's certain drinks and certain whiskeys I'll actually use whiskey stones for because I want it just like chill. You know what I mean?
I like everything room temperature. I even drink. Shut up. I even drink my water room temperature.
You know what? I will second that. It's so funny the other day because I love this bottle, by the way. This is not a paid advertisement. It's by Brita. It has a.
It's not by Brita.
It's by
Drink
Brita.
Fresh. I don't even know what their slogan is.
It has a filter in it, so you can.
Hold on, we can look at it. Brita's slogan.
Oh my God, what is it?
I don't know. I want you to say it though. I don't know why.
Oh, you want to hear what she's saying? But she's getting feedback if I unplug the thing. That's the only reason why. I do apologize.
I don't even see.
Wait, hold on. Let's look.
I'm looking.
Oh, you do it? Okay. Hands up. Ah!
Hands in the air. Wave them around like I just don't care.
Maria,
all right.
Concert.
Yeah. All right. Let's see.
Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate it.
You're
still eating that same piece of chocolate cake? Wow. Oh, word?
Free your taste buds from cola control and discover the taste of pure nothingness is what this said. that was making fun of it though. Let's see. Brita's purified water is the taste of refreshingly pure. What? I don't even know.
Hold on.
This is stupid. False advertisement. False advertisement. It said I could see it there, but I could not. All right, let's try this. Single-use plastic is never fantastic.
That sounds ridiculous.
That's one of their shirts.
So technically they don't have a slogan.
I don't guess so.
I'm going to assume because I even typed it in. I don't see anything.
Yeah. So they have shirts. They have shirts.
I don't like it. I don't like it already.
I kind of like it.
You do? Okay.
Don't be a waster is one of them. Because it's all about like, recycling and not wasting things. I like it.
I mean, I get it, but it doesn't sound like reset your mindset.
No, because I didn't write it, of course, but if I wrote it, it would have been better.
So, what I like about this bottle, okay,
go ahead.
There's a filter inside of it. So you could fill it up from the sink. You can put the filter in, and it filters as you drink it. So the whole point in me saying this, also, Natasha's looking at me. I just want to let you know Natasha got this for me. Okay. I have to give her credit. All right. So, but what I like about it
sponsored
is...
by Natasha.
Yeah, sponsored by Natasha Hine. But what I like about it is, for me, I don't really like to drink my water 100% cold. Like, it needs to be like in between warm and cold. Because cold is just like, I don't like it.
Does your throat close up when you drink cold things? Or am I weird? It's like my body rebels. It's like my body rebels against it, and it's just like...
No, it's not that. It's just like, I think it hurts my teeth.
Hurts my teeth too, but it makes my throat close up. I'm not kidding.
It doesn't make my... You know what makes my throat close up? Freaking coconut rum.
Is that because you're allergic to it?
It could be.
Mine is definitely a temperature thing. Because if I drink anything and it's super cold, my throat's like...
Oh my God. So... Got it.
I don't know. But really, it's not actually very good for your body to drink super cold things. So I think my body is sensitive and knows it. It's like, no!
It's like, don't do it. That's what Natasha used to say to me. Don't do it.
I can't do it, Captain. I don't have the power.
She's so funny. Natasha cracks me up. She's actually really hilarious.
I believed you. I like Natasha. I am a fan.
You're a fan? Maria said she's a fan of Natasha.
Big fan. Big fan.
Big fan. I just want to let you know. She wants your autograph.
I do.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Oh my God. I'll tell you about this later.
I'm a bigger fan now that I watched 71% of Bamboo HR's video and I still don't know what I'm doing.
Maria watched 71% of Bamboo HR's videos and she said she still doesn't know what she's doing.
I'm going to watch the rest of it.
All right. I just want to let you know Natasha's body language. So when I said 71%, she went to go like this. And then I said, but she still doesn't know what she was doing. She's like,
I know. So is this like the she's going to kill me or is it?
She said, we'll go over it.
Okay. In my defense, I want her to watch it. Because I feel like I want her to watch it because and she can correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like all that I watched was like 75% just like acting and entertainment and 25% like common sense.
She's saying most of it was like acting and entertainment as far as her perception of the video and the rest was common sense. And I mentioned to her that a lot of people don't know this. Like the core instincts and values that like us, like that we have, most people don't have that. And that's why they have to. Oh my God. If we do an episode about common sense, we're going to be on here for 3 hours. No, we got to talk about common sense and why. Never mind. I don't know.
So from an HR perspective, are we allowed to say people don't have common sense? That's a question.
Maria says, from an HR perspective, are we allowed to say that people do not have common sense?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah.
Not
Okay.
in the workplace, but you know,
Not in the workplace, but
on a podcast, yeah.
on a podcast. Yeah.
Just running
So
a buyer. Just
yeah. So technically, for a business, no, you don't want to say that people don't have common sense, but you can say that people have challenges.
It's common
Right?
sense- It's common sense. This is a question. Is common sense something that can be learned? I'm not sure.
Good question. Natasha says, is common sense something that can be learned?
I think some of it can. Yeah, I do. Because I think some of the reason people don't have common sense is because they
They
never
don't know.
taught that. Yeah, they don't.
right.
So I do
Maria
think
says
it can be learned.
It can be learned. I do believe that, and I do believe it can be taught because I've taught it before.
Yeah, because I mean, you got to think you learn a lot of the things that we consider common sense as a child.
Right.
You know what I
Those
mean?
first 3 years.
So it's like, if you didn't learn it, that's kind of not your fault. I mean, we may
Right.
make fun of you with love because I like to make fun of things, but I don't like to make fun of people to the point where it would actually be something that would hurt their feelings. I just like to tease. I like to tease with you.
Right. Me too. That's how I am. It's like, oh, okay. Like I'll ask somebody, like, okay, got it. It's your first day. I understand.
Yeah.
So this is what we expect. Okay.
So I'm not like, even though I like sarcasm and all that kind of stuff, I don't like, I don't like to actually hurt people's feelings.
Yeah. It's like, it's a teaching thing. It's like, I'm trying to soften the moment.
Yeah.
It's like, it's laughable, but not laughable like you're crazy. Like, not like that.
I don't know. Sometimes I think you're crazy is funny. I say that.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're crazy.
But not like, I mean, like, you're like,
actually
you need
crazy.
to go to a doctor. Like,
you
not
need to check yourself in now. Like
right. Not like that. No.
I'm going to write you a pre-script to go get your script.
We're going to put it on the board.
Not like that. On the board.
You know what's so interesting? Yeah, like when I was helping people with customer care, like there's certain skills that they didn't understand.
The camera's doing that.
It's because your camera is on auto zoom. So when you're close, it's going to blur out your background, but when you're further away, it's going to like bring you into. All right, you're scaring me. All right, Wonder Woman, calm down.
I wanted to see how fast its reactions are.
Have you ever considered dressing up as Wonder Woman for Halloween?
I have a costume.
See? It's on the board. Just kidding.
I have a costume. I've done Catwoman. I've done Wonder Woman.
Cool. I haven't done Wonder Woman. I've done Catwoman, Superwoman, Batgirl.
I've not done those.
Storm.
I've not done that.
Spider-Man.
I don't even
God.
know who Storm is.
What are you saying?
I don't watch comic things.
You don't know X-Men?
I mean, I know
Berry?
of X-Men, but I don't know.
I don't know who Storm is.
I didn't know who Storm was. I don't watch that stuff.
You know who Storm is? Yeah. The unicorn lady knows who Storm is.
Oh, I thought you were meaning Storm's the unicorn lady. I'm like,
oh, no. I call Natasha the unicorn lady as of this moment.
I know what unicorns are.
Maria does say that she knows what unicorns are, though. Maria knows what unicorns are.
But I don't know who Storm is.
No, she did. But she's just saying, she's reiterating that she does know what unicorns are. Great. All right. So, yeah.
Now we're up to date.
We're up to date. But yeah, like, totally. Totes my goats, 746. How do you feel about it?
I don't know totes my goat means, but...
Totes my goats? You don't talk like that?
Well, I mean, I can't say I don't talk like that. I just don't know those words.
Amazeballs?
Oh, I know what that is. Yeah. I don't know what totes my goat is, though.
Cool beans, as Natasha says.
I say cool beans.
You say cool beans?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
I say awesome sauce.
I say awesome.
Or like Roger that. Like Roger that.
Yeah, I say Roger that. But I'd never heard of whatever. I already forgot what the phrase was that I didn't know.
I don't remember either.
I got nothing.
Oh my God. So
nothing.
Shout out to you and the podcast you did with Mr. Beer Diet. That was like totally awesome.
Oh, he's great. He's great.
I enjoyed that podcast a lot. And how you guys discussed the importance of working with other people, your community. I really enjoyed that. You actually helped me to understand something else because, in this podcast journey, I felt really alone at first. I felt like I was just like competing against other podcasters. And I felt like if I didn't have a certain amount of listeners it was just this weird, fictitious world that I created for myself. And I remember one day you were like, why do you not work with other people? Like, I was just like, well, frankly, I didn't know that I could.
No, I mean, and maybe that's not the norm. I came into, I've said this like 1,000 times. I came into podcasting not knowing anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
But even in the business world, the way that I've done things has not always been kind of the normal way.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of businesses very much are into competition. And while we look at like the analytics on competitors and stuff, like for different companies, I don't really believe in true competition. I don't.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because it doesn't, in my opinion, it doesn't actually exist. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you're doing what I feel that you need to do, which is what I teach people, you're putting yourself into it. Well, there's no competition because nobody else is you. You know what I mean? So to me, it's like, it just seems like a waste. Like it's just a waste of effort. I would much rather, I believe in collaboration on all the things.
Mm-hmm.
I would much rather come alongside of somebody. And there's enough business, there's enough listeners, there's enough of actually everything to go around.
Yep.
And
there is.
People don't look at it like that. They think of, oh, I have to, or I'm not going to get to. And that's not how it works. It's that mentality, I think, that keeps people stagnant.
Absolutely. You know what's so funny? I had this dream many years ago. And I was like, what if in the future everyone realized that they can be an entrepreneur? Like I had a dream that everyone on this planet had a business. And what was happening was that it almost looked like this video game I played like years ago where people were just like exchanging goods and services. Like, hey, I need you to help me with this. Can you do this for me? Yes. What skills do you have? Oh, I'm a farmer or whatever it is. Oh, okay. How about this? In exchange for this, I'll do this. And we kind of almost worked in a way where we didn't need to be like this monetary society. It was just like exchanging goods. Yeah, like it was just kind of funny. And then all of a sudden now, present day, I'm in this society in a sense where that's kind of actually what's happening. And it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, it's coming true.
I mean, I think there is a level of bartering that can happen. And I think it kind of goes back to the collaboration thing that, you know, even businesses can collaborate and share resources, share, you know, services, share, you know, whatever. And I think if more people did all those type of things, I think lots of businesses would succeed in ways that they wouldn't if they wasn't doing that, if that makes any sense at all.
No, it absolutely does. Because if you think about it this way, there are, for example, the thing that we use the most, our cell phone, if you think about it. Remember back in the day with BlackBerry? BlackBerry had BlackBerry Messenger. And it was only for people with BlackBerries. Now, I'm going to make up a fictitious number just to give it an idea. So you have X many people.
No, I was thinking
8675309.
Okay, go ahead.
Anyway, so you have that many people that have BlackBerries. Now, what's that number compared to how many people have a mobile phone? The people that have a mobile phone is going to be 10 times greater, if not, than how many people just have BlackBerry. So eventually what happened, once Android came around, BlackBerry said, okay, I'm taking this thing, BlackBerry Messenger, that so many people love, and putting it on this platform. And it grew. You know what I mean? So if you think about it like that, like, yeah, you want your phone company or your cell phone. Like, for example, Apple has iMessage. You only want that for iPhone only because that's your selling point. You want people to come to your product.
Yeah.
But what if you release that product to other companies? What would happen? You're going to literally reach more people. So what do you want? Do you want your reach to expand, or do you want to just like stay as this selling point? Because in my opinion, like, if your company has a value that people attach to, people are just going to run to it. Like,
oh yeah,
They're gonna run to it regardless.
Regardless. Well, it goes back to what we were talking about earlier, but with the definition of marketing. I mean, that goes back, it all kind of comes full circle.
Oh, I love full circle. It's like a circle, but it's full. It's like a full moon, but it's not.
But it is. And I'm foggy again.
My camera doesn't do that. I'm on like a 2010 MacBook Pro. Okay. It's still kicking though, because I installed that solid state in. It's still kicking.
Good. It's a good thing.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
It's good. It's good stuff.
Great. Well, we could probably fix it.
All right. So, do you have any takeaways? Do you have any challenges? You want to challenge yourself?
Oh my God. I really got to record these. Sidebar. Natasha says she is participating in the challenge. Ooh. She's been inspired. And oh my gosh, she has like this talking unicorn that like farts, whatever. Anyway, she was inspired to take part in our challenge. And she's going to try and, what are you going to do? You're going to try and record 2 songs? Yeah, she sings, but she wants to get out of that shyness in a sense.
Good.
Oh, I unplugged it because the fan's in. She's trying to plug in her piano. All right, so yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, you do it.
In the words of Ice Cube, you can do it, put your ass into it.
So Maria's inspiring you with the words of Ice Cube. She said, you could do it, put your ass into it. Now she's literally dancing the same way you are. I was gonna make I'm not gonna make the comment.
That's okay. I already know the comment. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I like they're doing the same thing. I mean it with love, Maria.
It's all right. I don't care. That kind of stuff doesn't bother me. I actually
okay. It's with love. It really is with love.
Potato. It's fine.
I hope you're pouring another one for me too. But anyway, the takeaways. Ready?
It hasn't been 30 minutes. It's not been 30 minutes.
Sometimes
it's been 21.
Time is different when these things happen.
Oh, but I feel like you made that quote up.
I did.
Okay.
So
that one's not going on the board.
It's not. It doesn't have the weight. It needs to have weight.
No.
So you know what it is? Like every month, if you think about it, every month you develop a certain skill or you practice something that you need to work on. Every month, whether it's getting to the next level in X, Y, or Z, if you do that, thank you. If you do that, just think about where you could be in a month, 2 months,
Absolutely.
3 months. And as far as being consistent, like think about that for a second versus just living. You know what I mean? Like living is a great thing, or I should change that around. Surviving. I remember when I used to just survive, go to work, come home, video game, repeat. I wasn't living. I wasn't, trying to have deeper connections with other people. I wasn't trying to grow into, or learn a task or a skill. You know what I mean? There's value in teaching yourself something new, whether it's, hey, I usually get up 5 minutes or 10 minutes before I need to do something. Let me get up 30 minutes before. Like whatever it is, it could be something so simple. Like, you know what? Even people that like go through depression, like Natasha and I were talking about, like sometimes just getting out of bed is like, oh my God, like whatever your thing is, it's unique to you. So if you start out every month, like, you know what, this month, I'm going to start out with this and take it day by day. Just think about where you can be in a week, 2 weeks, whatever. So challenge yourself. That's my final thought.
No, I love it. I think that's perfect because I think, I tell my like wellness clients, you got to start where your feet are planted because a lot of times they'll come to me and they'll have these goals. And I'm like, why is that your goal? And we end up having to dig into that, because that gets very deep sometimes, but like, where are you getting these goals from? Because a lot of times, once you've kind of worked with somebody for a long time, and this could be said in the business world too, in any of the world, like, you figure out that a lot of the goals that people have set, there's somebody else's goals. There's somebody else's mindset. There's somebody else's ideas of, what they should be, would be, could be. And, that needs to kind of change, because you need to figure out what are your goals. And it's okay that your goals change as you age, as you change, because we're constantly evolving. We're constantly changing, which is a good thing. And, I think it's important to kind of figure out, okay, well, where are my feet planted now? Because, if you make these goals that seem unattainable because you're kind of at step one, and, lots of other people, maybe because they've been in whatever they've been in for longer, they're at step 49, and you all got the same goals, you're going to end up getting frustrated and thinking it's not for you, and that's not it. You just have to make your steps according to where your feet are planted. And and it could be, like I said, that could be business, that could be podcasting, that could be wellness. You really need to start thinking about what are your goals, and more importantly, why are your goals?
Yes, it's the why that's going to fuel your how. Like,
exactly.
So if you know what that thing is, and sometimes you need time to learn it, straight up. That's something I learned in my zone, in a sense. I had to learn what my why was, because I didn't know why certain things were important to me. And I had to make sure I separated from like society's ideas.
Absolutely.
And find out what my core is actually calling for, because once you find out your core, then you start to learn your purpose. That's really what it's about. It takes time, and be patient with it. Be patient with the process.
Absolutely. And be patient with the idea that you may not know right now too, that you may not know what you want to do, what your goals are. Who cares? Just follow whatever you feel your purpose is for right now, this minute.
Absolutely.
So
I dig it.
I like it. Good stuff.
Hell yeah.
You have anything else before we end? Because I feel like that's a good ending point. And I think, I think that's the biggest challenge. Like, I think it's important to, even if you think you know where your goals are, I think it's important to kind of look over them and say, is it still kind of aligning with my life, and kind of put it through that sifting questions, put it through those filters, like I said, and kind of figure out like, what and why and how. And then you can sit there and look at things and challenge yourself with taking those baby steps to achieve.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, this has been another episode of Spontaneity with Stacey. I can't even take you seriously. With Stacey and Maria, because you know what? The best moments happen when they're unplanned.
Hey, I dig it. Hey.
So every Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. So until next week, later.
Adios.